Mojang has just finished releasing the items that are going to be added to the 1.21 update. And as far as I can tell, this looks like it's going to be one of the best updates in a long time. In this video, I shall be focusing on the mace, which is an incredible new weapon that they added. But before we get there, let's take a look at the other items in this update. First off, we will look at our enchantments. These will be used for the mace, and I will get into details later about what each one of them is for. Then we have the crafter, of course, and this is one of my favorite items in this update, which allows you to automatically craft many different items, basically turning Minecraft into satisfactory, which is incredible. Then we have the vaults, which will be used to spawn mobs in the new trial chamber. Then we have wolf armor, of course. Let me get a little doggy. We gotta tame him first. I'm still learning Minecraft here today, guys. Come on, doggy, look at me, look at me, look at me. There we go. And boom. That's wolf armor for you guys. Next, we have 3 new mobs in the game. We have the armadillo. Pretty funky looking guy right here. And then we have, oh, this guy's on fire. It's bugged. It's bugged, as you can see. He poisoned our doggo friend over here. So yeah, that's a new skeleton they added to the swamps. And lastly, we have the breeze. And what he does is he shoots you with that stuff, whatever it is. So yeah, now we've seen the 3 new mobs in the game. And over here we have some potion effects: potion of oozing, weaving, wind charging, and infestation. And then we have, of course, the ominous trial keys, or the trial keys, which are used to activate the vaults. And finally we have the ominous bottle, which makes the mobs at the vault spawns much more difficult to fight. Last but not least, we have 3 new music discs, and I gotta say, they are once again incredible. Mojang never misses when it comes to the soundtrack. So, without any further ado, let us get into what this video is actually about. The mace and cool things you can do with it. So, let's go. First thing you'll want to know is how to craft one of these guys. So all you'll need is a breeze rod, which you get from the breezes, of course, and the heavy core, which is how you can craft your mace. And some people might say that is a little bit overpowered, and I would tend to agree. It is pretty strong. You don't need that much of a jump to get a insta-kill with the mace. And now we are going to bring in the wind charge. Now this is also a useful item that allows you to basically get a jump boost, or to move mobs around like that. This is actually also one of the greatest items I think they've added to the game. But what's also good about it, you can do a little something like this. Isn't that cool? There's so many new combat possibilities with these things together. Even in survival, watch this. Reaper, come here. Uh-oh. I ran out of wind charges. But basically, you can see what I'm doing here. So now that we've gotten over the basic principle of the mace, let's talk about the enchantments. So in order, we have breach, which basically is an armor penetration, so it allows you to get through someone's armor. Then we have density, which basically just increases your damage overall. And finally, wind burst, which gives you a bit of an explosive jump after you hit down with the mace. Also, one thing you'll have to note is that you cannot put density and breach on the same thing, because that would be completely overpowered. So the density is just for extra damage. I'll show you now how much extra damage this does. We'll spawn a creeper, get our wind charges in our offhand, go to survival, and boom. Yeah, one shot. Okay, now I'm going to show you something more interesting with the wind burst specifically. that not the most satisfying thing you've seen in your life? Look at that. Oh. The PvP possibilities with this are endless. Now let's get ourselves a real competitor. Like a warden, for example. Let's see how this guy stands against the mace. I'm going to stick him in the fence. Okay, I am not going to go into survival for this one, but watch this. And so dies the most powerful mob in Minecraft. Yeah, a completely balanced item, fair and balanced, I think. There could be no possible problems with this ever in the game. But yeah, obviously in survival that would not work like that exactly. Let's show you what happens if I was in survival. Yeah, not so much. Okay, next test is to see how far we need to fall to one-hit the warden. Alright, I should be exactly 150 blocks above it. And let's see what happens. Okay, let's just try that one more time to make sure. And this time, let's do it in survival. 3, 2, 1. Fair and balanced. Let us talk about the more technical side of the mace and some possible uses. So, if I give this a try in survival, you can see all of the outer ones jumping up as well. And I think there might be use for this, I just haven't exactly found it. Another more slightly interesting part of this though is what happens if we chuck some redstone components like a button around. You see all the components? They're all activating because Windburst activates any toggleable, well, player toggleable component around it. Which is actually really cool. I'm sure there's some applications for this. My next course of action was to see what would happen if we try to fire a TNT using our extra knockback effect. So let me get a flint and steel. We light this guy up and... well, that's disappointing. It appears TNT is sadly not moved with the mace and its knockback, which is really unfortunate. But I did not stop there, because I had a second idea. What if I sent a creeper on its way? Because, as you can clearly see, let me get rid of this quickly. Creepers certainly do go flying. You see, I wanted that to happen with the TNT. Wouldn't that just be so cool? If you could send off a TNT like that. Easiest TNT cannon of my life. Anyways. Now, second idea was to light it with some flint and steel. Because as you know, well, as you might know, if I give this guy a little bonk, he lights up and explodes. So I was like, okay, what if I chucked one of these in a dispenser and then shot him? I mean, the creeper goes, but I think the dispenser doesn't actually have the same effect on the creeper, which is quite unfortunate. So the next step was to try light the creeper and quickly explode the armor stand. Okay, let's try that a little faster. Somewhat disappointing. But anyways, it's interesting. I'm sure this concept can be improved upon somehow. And finally, I present to you the newest MLG clutch in the game. And it is certainly not easy. Not easy. Okay, here we go. Oh, we have an MLG clutch, baby. The way this one works is, as you may know, when you hit the mace on an entity, it cancels all fall damage. Like that. Isn't that cool? So, if you can be quick enough to place down an armor stand as you are falling, and then hit it with the mace, you do not die. I think that is incredible. It is one of the hardest clutches of all time. It's certainly harder than doing a normal water bucket clutch. And also because the armor stand can actually sometimes get in the way when you want to place it. It can be a pain. So another way to do it is to use a chicken spawn egg. Let's give this a try. Here we go. Chicken MLG, baby. Well, you guys know how Dream did his incredible saddle clutch on a horse. Well, my friends, today I become Dream. Well, my friends, today I become Dream. Let's go. Now, Dream's method of doing things may be a bit more horse-friendly, but this one's cooler. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the 1.21 snapshots and learned some cool new interesting things about the mace, and that you come to enjoy it as much as I do. So me and these friendly little creatures in the background shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.